Hello and welcome to another video tutorial on my channel. On this video I will teach you everything you must know as an amigurumi beginner crocheter. First of all, I must say that you can feel free to ask anything you want to know. With my experience, I probably will be able to give you an answer and give you all the information you need. So it's going to be long, but it really covers everything you need to know as a total beginner. So stay with me and you will bless me for letting you know all that. In the box down below, you can find the timing of any subject I'm going to talk about, so feel free to skip anything you already know. So first thing I will talk about is what things you must have to start crochet amigurumi dolls. So first of all is a yarn. There are so many different kinds of yarn. I always see people ask about it and there are so many answers. There is no right answer, but what I recommend is to start with something that is not chunky yarn. Chunky yarn makes it very difficult to make and beginners might find it very hard. This one is my chunky yarn. It's very hard to crochet with it. When I do it, I almost break my hand for it. I made this strawberry with it. It really works fast and you don't need a lot of stitches, but I really don't recommend using it. It's very hard to start with. So what I do recommend is to start with something that is easy to use, easy to see the stitches, and easy to find, and also not too expensive. So I got two options for you. For thinner yarn, I recommend to buy milk cotton yarn, this one here, which you can find on AliExpress for $1 per ball. They are very soft and comfortable to the touch, and you can see the stitches when you make them, and it's really easy to work with. For thicker yarn, I recommend blended thick velvet yarn, which is this one. I found it very easy to use and also can be found on AliExpress for $2.50. They are also very soft and comfortable for the touch. So both I really found great and easy for beginners to do. I also see people recommended to use Hobby Lobby, Joann's or Walmart yarn. I didn't use them, but people say that they are also great. Second material that you must have is a crochet hook. There are many different sizes of crochet hooks and also different kinds. I recommend to order a package of different sizes. They are really cheap and it opens you more options. People usually use 2mm up to 5mm for amigurumi. It depends on the yarn that you are using. You must know that you must use lower millimeter crochet hook than it recommends on the yarn paper. For example, I have this yarn. Here it recommends to use 4 to 5mm hook. I'm usually using 3.5 or 4mm crochet hook. On amigurumi, not like regular crochet, you must make sure your stitches are tight so there won't be holes. So that is a very important rule. So on each crochet hook, you can find a millimeter hook written here. I hope that you will be able to see it. Here, this one is 5mm one. This one is a 7. This one is a 6. Actually, I'm not using them, but I ordered a package with many different sizes. This one 3.5. So just buy a package so you will be able to use more different ones. Third thing you must have to crochet amigurumi doll is a filling fiber for stuffing. You will need it to fill your toys. From what I know, you can find it at the Dollar Tree store, but if not, you can just buy a cheap pillow and use the filling to stuff your toys. That's what I do. In my place, there is no Dollar Tree store. So while you crochet, you just put this inside to give it the shape. The next thing that you must have is a needle. There are many kinds also. This one is a plastic one. This one also. I like to use this one, but anything will work. You will need a needle to close the little hole that you will have left at the end of any toy you make, and also to sew the different parts to the body and the head. I do recommend to use this metal one and not plastic one. It goes straight in and I don't need to fight with it to go into the right place I want it to. Next thing is scissors. You will need it only to cut the yarn when you finish your work or whenever you change color. Any scissors that you have and they are cutting would work great. Next thing you must have is a stitch marker. It's very necessary for beginners. This way you will know where your row is starting or ending. And like that you will know if you made any mistakes with your stitches. If you don't have a stitch marker and you still want to start crocheting, you can just use different things instead, such as a piece of yarn. And just know that they are really very necessary. Next thing you must have are safety eyes. There are so many sizes, colors, kinds of safety eyes. I recommend you to buy a set of different sizes. You can find them on AliExpress or many other online stores for really cheap. That's how they look like. And it comes with plastic washers which you can close at the back like that. By the way, you can either sew eyes and you can find many videos how to do it. I just find it easier to use safety ones and also a better look most of the times. Next thing is safety noses. If you're going to crochet animals, I do recommend you to buy safety noses. I crochet for like 5 years and I so hate to sew on a nose. It makes a very good and clean looking and it is much easier. Also here you can find different colors and sizes. You can just buy a pack with different sizes and colors for like $5. So different kinds, sizes, colors. I also got this one. Another very necessary thing is black thread or thin yarn. You will need it to sew face to the doll or animal you are making, such as a smile like this turtle, or like that, those different noses, which can be also in black or any other color. I'm using 100% cotton one, which is 125 meters for 50 grams, but you can use any other you like, just make sure it's not too thick. There are 4 more things you can use, but not very necessary. First one is a row counter. I never had one and I don't believe in it, but some people do. So if you think it might help you can purchase one. Second one is fabric felts, this black fabric or any other color. Sometimes you will want to crochet something that have different eyes shape to make, so with the felt you can cut pieces with the shape that you need, and it's very easy to make. You can find them in AliExpress and eBay for really cheap. Third thing is a hot glue. I do recommend to have one, even though I almost never use it, especially if you think of using those felts. If you need to attach anything to your project, you will use the hot glue. So last thing that you better have are tweezers. When you are about to finish your project and you feel like you didn't put enough stuffing, which happens to me a lot, you can use your tweezers to go through the small hole that left and put the stuffing inside. This way your hole stays small and you don't need to make an effort to get your fingers in. So now we finished with all the things you must have and can have. Now we can go to the next thing, which is how to hold your crochet hook and yarn. So I am